I heard you a little bit ago in response to a question from, might have been Bridget, use the word permeable. And I really perked up at that because I didn't quite catch the full context in which you were using the term, but she mentioned that she's heard you use that word before and that it's been meaningful to her. And I'm wondering if you might be able to elaborate on that a bit, since I haven't heard you talk about that term previously in the teachings I've been exposed to thus far. I'm guessing that it may have to do with the perceived barrier between awareness and relative reality, but that's a wild guess on my part. Can you tell me more?
Sure. I'll try in the little time that we have. I think that is one of the boundaries, the perceived boundary between awareness or open space and the content of experience, the things, the objects, the feelings, this. That boundary comes undone. The boundary between me and world, the boundary between, in fact, all boundaries. That includes the belief that I am this body and therefore am separate from all other things, separate from the totality of life. Life is outside of me, taking place and doing something to me that I like or don't like. All perceived boundaries come undone. Again, that's not an intellectual understanding. It's a visceral, energetic kind of knowing or seeing. And again, we can point to it through certain guided meditations. We can point to it through ongoing exploration and dialogue, and all of that. So I'm just giving a little snapshot here. On another level, it's the sense of the sense of the me identity and the many layers of me identity. Me as this, me as that, me as an extrovert, me as an introvert, me as a happy person, me as a sad person, me as a whatever it might be, many layers of identity, usually informed by belief, informed by conditioning, and so on. That all starts to become permeable. In other words, our gaze upon it softens. So identity is not fixated on aspects of the personality, aspects of our experience, our belief systems, what we think, what we believe, it comes undone and we become permeable to existence itself. So that the whole world is experienced in me as awareness. And that is not overwhelming. It simply loosens all that identity, which allows again, on a functional level, we protect the body if we need to. Yeah, we do what needs to be done. We don't, just let ourselves be run over by a car, So there is a functional boundary. But on a psychological level, or let's call it, it's deeper than psychological, existential level, the boundary of self comes undone. So that I am both the singularity of this functional organism, but I'm also the totality. They're not separate. Their totality is experienced through the singularity. What does that mean on a practical level? Well, first of all, we take ourselves more lightly. We take our beliefs more lightly. We take other people's beliefs more lightly. We take our experience more lightly. And the burden of self, the burden of me, the burden of others, the burden of the world falls away. That is what Krishnamurti meant by I don't mind what happens. In other words, I don't apply my mind with its boundary. This is wrong, this is unwelcome, this shouldn't be happening, and so on, to experience. It's the foundation of freedom, if you like.